minute or two, three, four, maybe whatever, and just kind of talk out. I just finished a little while ago. Finished. I do a weekly podcast called Live from the Man Cave. Poke Hoops. It's kind of a sports media platform that I created out of from Polk County in Florida, and I have two co-hosts, two partners that we do it with. We do it weekly, and it started back in 2019, and it just started kind of just something to do. I felt like there was a need, and I kind of was talking to my son about this we had just had a road trip. My son just graduated from college, just graduated from Duquesne University. Um, my baby graduated. He's a college graduate now. And like my great grandmother told me, and I told him, get your lesson, get your paperwork, because that's something they can never take from you. So he got that, right? So he's in Duquesne's in Pittsburgh, and I had to drive back with him, drive his furniture and stuff. I had took him some furniture up there. Me and my fiance took him some furniture up there. Started this year, he moved into an apartment off campus for his last year, and now he is he's on. He came. I brought him back to Florida, where we're from, so that he has an apartment here, and he's about to start his next chapter. He starts law school in the fall, so very proud of him, very excited for him. But I was telling the story about how I started Pocus. I saw a need. It was something that was missing, and I told him, in business, you want to kind of look for needs. You don't want to necessarily go into um, a market that's already saturated, like there's people already, in there, because there's a lot of competition. So sometimes you want to look at a market and you kind of want to see what's going on and find a need, find something that's missing, and figure out a way that you can provide that thing that's missing. And so, as it relates to my podcast on my platform, I saw something that was missing, and that was back in 2019. And so now you fast forward, it kind of really took off during COVID when everybody was home. We started doing a podcast, and at first I wasn't really, I didn't want to be involved with the podcast from the like in front of the camera. That just wasn't my thing. Um, but I guess it kind of has worked itself out. So that's kind of what I'm doing now, and kind of what I'm speaking on now is just investing in your circle, and trusting the people that you kind of go into business with, or that you're doing things with, and I'm just very big on. I've learned over the years that I don't want any squares in my circle, and it's very important that you trust who you're working with, trust who you're doing business with, trust who you consider to be your day ones or your friends, because those people are going to have your front, and more importantly, they're going to have your back. And I don't necessarily care about you having my front. I want to make sure you have my back. I want to make sure that when I'm not around, that you got me, because I'm gonna have you, and anybody who knows me, that I'm gonna have you. So it's just some things that you want to make sure that you do. And I was kind of I was listening to Nipsey Hussle, reading about Nipsey Hussle, and Nipsey Hussle once said, certain, you either got a circle or you got a cage, and I prefer to invest in my circle, and I always try to give what I want in return. So I'm going to have your back. I'm going to have your front. Nobody's going to talk about you. Nobody's going to be able to have anything negative to say about you as it relates to me. Now, I may have something to say, because if we family, if you're in my circle, I may have something to say, about you and to you, but you're not gonna. Nobody else is gonna. That's not in the circle is going to be able to do that. And I was three things that I think is important when you're talking about a circle is you got to have trust, you got to have loyalty, and you got to have accountability. And so if I can't trust you, then I can't be around you. I can't rock with you. I can't do business with you. I can't have conversations with you. I can't confide in you. There's no family, there's no relationship that can stand or withstand or um, be sustainable if there's no trust. And I try to give what I want to return. So I consider myself to be a very trustworthy person, and so I expect you to give me that back in return. And I just me and my fiance, we was at a car dealership a couple weeks ago, and this guy just kind of came over. He works there, and he kind of started talking to us. And this guy was dropping like gems left and right. And at the time, I'm thinking it may just have been coincidence. I mean, I told her when we left out that wasn't coincidence. That was God, right? But one thing the guy said, that the last thing he said that stuck with me is he said the win is in the doing. And so many times, we start stuff, we get into stuff, we want to do stuff, and we're looking at the end result. We're looking at the success of it. We're looking at, okay, what happens. We're judging whether we win or lose by the success of it. So if you wanted to start a restaurant, you look at if you made so much money that week, or if you wanted to put an event together, you look at how many people came to the event. That determines whether you win or lose. And the guy had a different perspective. He said the win is in the doing. He said, don't. It's not about the success of the event or the venue or the venture that you're going to. It's about doing it. It's about just getting started. It's about the process. You went. The idea went from your head to a piece of paper, and then you brought it to life. So don't lose sight of the fact. And when I used to like teach college success, back in the day, I used to talk to my students about it. I'd be like, college is all about delayed gratification, right? So you go into college and you know that you're not going to get what you're looking for when you first walk in. You're going to take some time. It's going to be some years before you get your degree, before you start working. So you have to understand that, and a lot of that has to go into what is it that you're trying to get. So you don't want to look for the degree 4 years from now, and there's going to be some good times, there's going to be some bad times. And so you got to make sure you celebrate each and every time you get a win. So you did that, you got that paper finished, that's a win. You got that presentation done, that's a win. You passed a midterm or a final, that's a win. And that's not your degree, but you got to celebrate along the way. You got to give yourself a pat on the back along the way. You got to give yourself a attaboy, attagirl along the way, because every paper is not going to be an A paper. You're not going to pass every test. You're going to have some struggles in college. That's part of the process. Nobody goes through and leave with no scars. Everybody has to go through the process. So you have to make sure that you find beauty in the process, and you got to make sure that you celebrate along the way. Don't wait till the end to celebrate. Celebrate everything that you do. And so that's kind of what I took from what the guy was saying, that the win is in the doing. So I just encourage you that as you develop your circle, like right now, I have a group of my friends that we've started an investment group, and I trust them in that group. And you got to be trustworthy when you start dealing with money, when you start trying to figure out how you want to move, and like, especially now with how the market is, you don't know one day from the next how the stock market's going to be. You don't know what you want to invest in, and you're dealing with money. So people go in the investment group sometimes thinking that they're going to automatically win. Well, you're not going to always win. You're taking a risk. So you may win and hit big. You may lose and lose big. So you got to trust the people that you're going to be dealing with. And if not, it's not going to be sustainable. So once again, that circle is people that I trust. A lot of people I grew up with, a lot of my day ones and stuff. And so I wouldn't just go into that just with anybody. So I'm just saying, as you work through your circle, a couple of things that I just kind of was reading, I'm just going to kind of share with y'all before I jump off. 3 things that I just want to leave you with, that as you are developing your circle, as you are trying to figure out your why as you're getting ready to do the doing, so you can kind of give yourself some motivation as you're doing the winning. First one is that your struggles hold the seeds to your success. Nobody who has been successful did it without struggle. And if somebody told you that, they're telling you a bold-faced lie. So fall in love with the process, but appreciate the struggles, because the struggles are proof that you are making progress towards your goal. The second one is that resilience separates the quitters from the builders. So you have to have some tough skin. You have to realize that this thing is not going to be easy, and you just gotta lock in and be committed to starting and finishing, and realize that it's easy to quit. It's so easy to quit. That's why so many people do it. But the ones who can stick in there, the ones who can be resilient, in most cases end up being successful. So you just want to realize that quitting is always easy, right? And being a follower is always easy, but being resilient and fighting through the urge to quit, to give up. A lot of times when we quit, we're probably one step from being successful. We just hold on just a little while longer, like the old spiritualists say, just if I can just hold on a little while longer, you just the success in most cases is on the other side of quit. And then the last one is, and this is just you, like I told my son, bet on yourself even when nobody else will. I believe in me. I got confidence in me. I'm not saying that you're not good at something. I'm not saying you're not great at something. But when I do research, if I'm looking at something, like if I'm trying to, start a venture or something, and it's already, people in the market. Okay, that's great. And there's 10 things that this person does well. Well, I'm not looking at necessarily what that person does well or that person does great. I'm looking for what is that person not doing, and can I meet that need? What is that person not doing? Is it a need, and can I meet it? So there's no disrespect to what he or she is doing. I just have confidence in me. I'm going to always bet on me. I just feel like if I'm going to research it, look into it, and put my effort into it, then I can make it work. That's not cocky or arrogance. That's just me believing in me and betting on myself. And so as I kind of jump off this live, first of all, if you like this content, if you like the conversation, like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, because these kind of things. I just as I jump on, I just wanted to see if I can help others. Like I'm trying to use stuff that I've used. I'm trying to kind of give stuff insight on things that have helped me as I'm continuing to grow into this new person. That sometimes just hearing it, sometimes hearing it from somebody else, sometimes hearing it from somebody who did it, somebody just getting a different perspective is all that you need. And so if I can be that one person, if I can be that one nugget, that one gem, then so be it. And hopefully you all gain something from this. Happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers. So I mean, it's, one day is not enough to even begin to scratch the surface on all that you guys do. Just superheroes. I personally got 4 moms, so happy Mother's Day to my mom Vanessa, to my mom Sonia, to my mom Dora, to my mom Roseanne. Without those 4 ladies, there would be no me. And so I love all 4 of them. I'm so thankful for all 4 of them. And if you got a mama, man, hug on your mama, love on your mama, take care of your mama, because they are our most valuable resource. So once again, invest in your circle, man. Invest in your circle. And once again, 3 things I'll leave you with: the struggles hold the seeds to your success. Resilience separates the quitters from the builders. And bet on yourself even when no one else will. All right? Till next time, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate y'all giving me a little bit of your time. I hope you got something from this. And if you did, share it with somebody. And next time I'm on, please just chop it up with your boy. It's my first one, so I might be a little, little couple tongue tied and that kind of stuff. But we'll get, the more we do it, the better we'll get at it. All right. Have a good Sunday evening, man. Y'all take care. Be blessed.